We've been taught, almost from the moment we could speak, that the world out there is separate from who we are. That life happens to us, that events are fixed, people are unpredictable, and the best we can do is try to control what little we can. It's an old story, quietly buried in textbooks, systems, and subtle daily habits. A story of division, of helplessness, of waiting for the external world to shift before we feel better inside. But what if that story is no longer true? Or perhaps, what if it never was? Imagine you're standing in front of a mirror, frowning at your reflection and begging it to smile. That's what we often do in life. Demand a new job, a better relationship, more money, believing these outcomes will fix something in us. But quantum reality whispers a different truth. The reflection follows you, not the other way around. Modern quantum philosophy, once hidden in laboratories and locked behind complex equations, has begun to seep into the collective consciousness. Not through formulas, but through something far more powerful. Experience. Deep down, we've all felt moments when the world mirrored our mood. The days when everything flowed effortlessly because we felt aligned, and the days when everything fell apart as if echoing our inner chaos. You see, quantum mechanics, boiled down to its living essence, suggests that at the smallest level, nothing is fixed. Particles don't exist in one place until they're observed. Reality is not static, but a sea of infinite potentials waiting to be selected. That selection? It begins with you, with your focus, your energy, your intention. But we don't need to cite Schrödinger or entangle ourselves in thought experiments to sense this truth. You've lived it already. Think back, a time when you walked into a room and felt tension so thick it hugged your chest. Or the way a genuine smile from someone shifted your whole mood in seconds. These are not accidents. They are reminders of resonance, of the fact that you, as a being of consciousness and energy, are not separate from the world. You are a co-creator within it. So here's the radical idea this journey begins with. You're not separate from your reality. You are your reality. What you see around you is not just a world you observe. It's a world you influence constantly through your inner state. Not in the sense of blame, but in the sense of profound power. This isn't about magical thinking. It's about energetic alignment. About understanding that life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. And that being begins with awareness. If you've been living as though life is just happening to you, like you're a character waiting on the plot twist, ask yourself gently, where in your life are you still chasing something you don't believe you deserve? What part of you still believes you must suffer before you can receive? This part of the journey is not about strategy. It's about waking up. About seeing the matrix of assumptions you've lived within and daring to step outside. Because when you truly understand that separation is the illusion, you begin to experience life not as a series of random events, but as a mirror, responding to your own energetic clarity or confusion. Let this be your permission slip to drop the old question of what's happening to me, and replace it with what is life reflecting back to me right now. The mirror is always honest, but it's never unkind. It simply waits, silently, patiently, for you to recognize yourself in it. And once you do, you'll never again look at your life the same way. If everything is energy, then everything you experience is a reflection of the energy you emit. It sounds poetic, but it's more than that. It's functional. Reality, in its essence, is not built from things, but from fields. And in the quantum world, the field, the space between things, is not empty. It's alive, responsive, tuned to your vibration like a silent, omnipresent instrument that plays back the notes you unconsciously send out. Your thoughts are not contained in your head. They are electric. Your emotions are magnetic. Together, they create a frequency that radiates from you like a beacon, constantly informing the quantum field what to deliver next. But here's the catch. This field doesn't respond to your words. It doesn't hear your dreams spoken aloud or your wishes made at midnight. It feels your signal. It listens to the truth of your energy, not the surface of your language. That's why you can say, "I want abundance," yet still manifest lack. Because beneath the sentence is the silent, pulsing frequency of fear. Doubt, not enough. And the field, ever faithful, responds to the deeper broadcast. This is where many people fall into frustration. They try affirmations, vision boards, or rituals, and when nothing changes, they assume they've failed. But they haven't failed. They've simply missed one thing. The field doesn't deliver what you want. It delivers who you are. Now, don't misunderstand, this isn't punishment. It's precision. Think of the field like a GPS that can only navigate based on your current coordinates. If you don't honestly locate yourself emotionally, energetically, spiritually, it can't take you anywhere new. You must begin from where you are. Let's bring this into the physical. Have you ever noticed how two people can walk into the same room and have completely different experiences? One feels rejected, the other embraced. One sees opportunity, the other sees threat. It's not because the room is changing, it's because they are. Their internal frequencies are filtering, distorting, amplifying different realities. And this isn't mystical. It's measurable. In heart coherence studies, researchers have found that the heart's electromagnetic field is thousands of times stronger than the brain's, and it radiates several feet outside the body. When someone shifts into gratitude or compassion, that field becomes coherent, ordered, harmonious. And guess what happens? People around them feel calmer. Situations improve. Coincidences align. The energy of one person literally reshapes the field for others. You don't need to become a scientist to use this. You only need to become aware. What are you radiating right now? Not just through your posture or tone, but through your core feeling state. Are you in a state of fight, flight, freeze, or flow? Take a moment and ask yourself, what emotion do I live in most often? Is it trust? Is it fear? Is it urgency? Is it peace? This emotional baseline becomes your energetic signature, and your signature is what the quantum field matches. It's like a cosmic matchmaking service, delivering people, places, and outcomes that resonate with your vibe. Think of your energy like a song. If you're playing a melody of resentment or unworthiness, you will only ever attract those who harmonize with that song. You'll find yourself in conversations that reinforce the same tune, and you'll think, why does this always happen to me? But you are the composer, you are the singer, you are the station broadcasting the signal. To change your life, you don't need to fix the world. You need to retune your frequency. And here's the beauty, it's immediate. You don't have to wait for external success or validation to feel peace. You can generate peace now, and in doing so, begin to call in the experiences that align with that inner vibration. This is not about pretending. It's not about bypassing your pain or past. It's about becoming conscious of the energy you're projecting into the field, moment by moment, and realizing that reality doesn't just happen. It responds. So what would happen if you became intentional with the signal you send? What would change if you woke up each morning not asking, what's going to happen today? But instead, what energy will I embody today to create what I desire? It's not a theory. It's a truth waiting to be lived. Your beliefs are not facts. They are agreements, often silent, inherited, and unconscious, that you made with the world around you. And these agreements shape the edges of your reality. Like invisible architects, your beliefs quietly design what you expect, what you allow, and what you unconsciously block. The most powerful part? You don't need to believe in quantum physics to see this at work in your life. You just need to observe yourself. Watch how someone who believes they are lovable navigates a relationship versus someone who feels inherently unworthy. Same setting, same words spoken, but completely different experiences. Not because one is more deserving than the other, but because each is operating from a different internal program. What you believe is possible becomes what you unconsciously permit. That's the core mechanism behind manifestation. You are not drawing things to you through willpower. You are allowing them in through identity. You will never receive something you fundamentally believe you're not safe to have. This is why some people sabotage abundance, push away love, or keep repeating painful patterns. Not because they're flawed, but because their internal system is trying to protect them from what they associate with danger. If deep down you believe success will isolate you, or money will corrupt you, or love will betray you, your energy will block the very thing your conscious mind is trying to attract. Let's ground this with a story. Picture a woman named Lila. Lila grew up hearing her parents argue about money. To her young mind, money became associated with stress, division, and instability. Fast forward 20 years. Lila is smart, driven, and works hard, but every time her income increases, something breaks. Her car, her health, a relationship. Somehow the abundance she says she wants keeps slipping through her fingers. Why? Because her subconscious is trying to protect her from the chaos she associates with wealth. Until that program is updated, her energy will continue to emit resistance. And here's what makes this so profound. Lila's situation isn't rare. We all have these buried codes, imprints from childhood, culture, religion, past experiences. Many of them are no longer relevant. But like outdated software, they're still running in the background, affecting every download of reality we receive. The quantum field responds to your dominant vibration, and your beliefs are the blueprint for that vibration. You cannot out-visualize or out-manifest a belief you still carry in your bones. So the work becomes not in forcing a new life to appear, but in releasing the distortions within you that have told you it's not already possible. Healing isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering what's true beneath the noise. Let me ask you, what belief are you still holding that you know deep down is not yours? Was it passed down? Was it formed in a moment of pain? Was it taught by someone who never knew their own worth? Your healing begins the moment you question the belief. Not judge it, not fight it, but simply become aware that it's there. Awareness is the solvent of all falsehood. Once you shine a light on the pattern, it begins to lose its grip. You don't need to go to war with your mind. Just observe it. Sit beside it like an old friend who has stories to tell. Let your fear speak, but don't let it lead. Let your doubts be seen, but don't give them the microphone. Start rewriting the internal narrative. Not by force, but by frequency. Begin to introduce new evidence, new affirmations, new lived experiences. Show your nervous system that safety exists in love, in prosperity, in joy. Teach your body that it's okay to receive, that it's okay to let go of old armor. Because what you believe isn't just a mental concept, it's an energetic posture. It shapes how you walk into rooms, how you speak your truth, how you trust, how you love, how you receive. To change your life, change your story. And to change your story, question the narrator. Ask with compassion, whose voice is this? Is it even mine? You don't have to believe everything you think. You don't have to repeat what was modeled for you. You are not sentenced to a lifetime of inner contradiction. You have the power to choose new beliefs that align with your highest self, and in doing so, you realign your vibration with a new version of reality. What would happen if you started believing that life is working for you? That the universe isn't testing you, it's reflecting you? It would change everything. And it begins with a single question. So how do you begin shifting your energy, not just temporarily, but at the core? How do you tune your frequency to match the reality you desire, not the one you fear? The answer isn't hidden in complexity, it's found in practice, in presence, in choice. Tuning your frequency is not a mystical event, it's a daily, deliberate act of self-remembrance. It's not about forcing joy when you're sad or pretending everything's fine when it's not. It's about alignment, authentic alignment, choosing to vibrate at the level of the future you, even when your circumstances haven't yet caught up. Imagine yourself as a radio tower. You're always transmitting. The problem is, most people are unaware of the station they're broadcasting. Their energy is reactive, tuned to past trauma, unresolved fear, societal noise. And so the field responds with static, with more of the same. But what if you became intentional? What if you started each day, not with the question, what do I have to do? But who am I choosing to be? Because when you change your being, your state of consciousness, you change what you're tuned to. That change, even if subtle, shifts the outcomes that become available to you. This is where practices like meditation, breathwork, journaling, and visualization become powerful. Not because they are magical in themselves, but because they help you regulate and elevate your internal state. They help you anchor into the frequency of what you want before it arrives. Let's say you want to experience more freedom in your life, more abundance, more love. Then your work is not to beg the universe for those things, but to embody the feeling of freedom, abundance, and love right now. To generate that frequency from within and let it ripple outward like a signal, saying, "This is who I am now." Because here's the truth, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you consistently visualize yourself living the life you desire, and you feel that vision with emotional richness, your body begins to calibrate to that future. The field begins to respond. Opportunities shift, synchronicities appear, but only when your signal is clean and congruent. One of the most powerful tools for this shift is gratitude, not the polite version, but the kind that wells up in your chest like sunlight. Gratitude at a vibrational level is one of the highest emotional states. It's not dependent on external events. It's a decision to tune into what is already good, already sacred, already enough. When you feel grateful before the manifestation, you collapse the timeline between desire and reality. You say to the field, "I trust. I already have it. I already am it." And in that trust, the field has no choice but to respond with alignment. But tuning your frequency also means becoming discerning, protecting your energy, saying no to environments and relationships that lower your vibration. It's not selfish, it's self-honoring. You can't tune into love while marinating in toxicity. You can't create peace while living in chaos. Sometimes alignment requires release, so ask yourself gently, what is no longer resonant with who I am becoming? What habits, people, or thought patterns must be left behind for my energy to rise? This is the sacred pruning. Not everything can come with you to the next level, and that's okay. You're not abandoning the past, you're simply evolving beyond it. The more you choose alignment over approval, peace over performance, truth over convenience, the more magnetic your energy becomes. Not in the sense of manipulation, but in authenticity. You begin to attract, not chase. You begin to allow, not struggle. You begin to embody the reality you used to only dream about. Because here's the quantum secret most people miss. Manifestation is not about getting, it's about matching. You don't receive what you want, you receive what you are. And you, at your core, are already whole, already radiant, already connected to a field of infinite possibilities, waiting for you to say yes, not just with your words, but with your entire being. So tune your frequency, not once, but daily, through thought, through feeling, through choice. Because your energy is not just shaping your reality, it is your reality. There comes a moment in every journey where a shift must occur. Not just in perspective, but in identity. A moment where you stop asking the world to give you permission and you begin giving it to yourself. This is the moment where you stop being a passive observer of your life and step fully into the role you were born to play. The conscious creator. Most people spend their lives reacting to the past, reacting to fears, reacting to what others expect of them. It's a life of emotional survival, but you were never meant to merely survive. You were meant to create, to live on purpose from the inside out, not from the outside in. and that's the quantum leap. The moment you realize that your circumstances are not the cause of your emotional state, they are the effect of it. We've been trained to wait, for the job to feel worthy, for the relationship to feel loved, for the money to feel safe. But the quantum field doesn't wait. It responds instantly to your frequency, and your frequency is determined not by what's outside, but by what you hold inside, consistently, courageously, deliberately. If you believe your power lies in what happens to you, you will always live in reaction. But the truth is, you are not a victim of your reality. You are its architect. Your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, they are the blueprint. And every moment offers a new chance to build differently. So ask yourself, where in my life am I still waiting for something external to change before I give myself permission to feel good? This is the trap, the illusion. Because if you keep waiting to feel secure, to feel confident, to feel love based on some future event, you will always live in delay. And the field doesn't speak in delays, it speaks in now. To live as a creator means taking radical ownership of your energy. It means no longer blaming, deflecting, or shrinking. It means standing in the truth that your emotions are messengers, not rulers. That your thoughts are tools, not tyrants. That your frequency is yours to command. This doesn't mean you'll never feel fear or doubt again. It means you'll no longer be those things. You'll feel them, acknowledge them, and still choose alignment, still choose creation. When you embody the energy of your future self now, not tomorrow, not next month, you collapse time. The field begins to rearrange in ways you cannot predict, but can always trust. You start meeting people who reflect your higher self. You start receiving opportunities you didn't even know existed. Life begins to rise to meet you because you've stopped chasing and started becoming. And that's the secret. Becoming is the path. Being is the key. You don't have to prove your worthiness to the universe. You are worthy by existence alone. You don't have to hustle for healing. You only need to align. So what would it look like to live every day from that truth? To wake up not asking what the world will give you, but what version of you the world will receive. Would you walk differently, speak differently, choose differently? That's the invitation. To live as the future you now. To stop revisiting the frequency of your past self and instead anchor into the energy of who you are becoming. Because when you live as if your desires are already true, you align your inner world with the frequency of their reality, and the field has no choice but to respond in kind. This is the real magic. Not in bending reality to your will, but in rising into the version of yourself that reality can't help but reflect back in beautiful, unexpected, and powerful ways. No more waiting. No more playing small. No more asking for permission. This is your life. This is your field. This is your frequency. Live it like you already are who you came here to be. If you've made it this far, you already know something in you has begun to remember. Not just an idea, but a truth that's been buried beneath years of conditioning and self-doubt. You are not powerless. You never were. Your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, they are not trivial. They are tools of creation. You are the frequency. You are the signal. You are the reflection and the cause. And life is not waiting to test you. It's waiting to meet you at the level of who you truly are. So breathe, anchor into the now, feel the pulse of potential vibrating through your being. And from this moment forward, choose to create not from fear, but from love. Not from lack, but from truth. And as you continue walking this path, remember, you are never alone. The field responds, the universe listens, and your future self is already cheering you on, waiting for you to catch up. If this spoke to something deep in your heart, leave a comment. Share your reflections. Subscribe to join a community of creators who are remembering who they truly are. Because the world needs your light, and your reality is waiting.